Hi there, my name is Opal, and welcome to a new series called A Sprout's Guide to Final Fantasy XIV. This series will focus on common questions new players have when starting 14 and where there is no question too simple. Today, we'll be looking at some common questions I get from friends when they first start the game. I'll be breaking the video into smaller chunks so you can skip to the part that matters the most to you. The first thing you'll see when starting the game is your HUD. It will look a bit like this. If you've played other MMOs in the past, everything is going to look pretty familiar. Some points of interest in FF14 in particular are these red circles on the bottom right corner. These contain every menu you are going to need during gameplay. A nice trick to know is that if there's a window that you know you're going to use often, you can click and drag from the menus to your hotbar. Speaking of hotbars, you'll notice the hotbars are already pre-populated. You'll have your first class ability, teleport, return, sprint, and one other button here. This button is nearly worthless and you can feel free to get rid of it at any time. If you see a part of the UI that you would like to move or resize, just hit escape and hit HUD layout. From there, you can rearrange items to wherever you'd like. So the questing in this game is pretty simple. The only thing you need to do to progress the game is to follow the MSQ, or main story quest. You can see what quest you're on by looking at the big red banner in the upper left corner. If you see a small quest name underneath the banner, those are for your class quests, which you get every 5 levels or so. These unlock a lot of your spells and abilities, so it's highly recommended to keep up with those when you can. With the most important quests out of the way, let's cover what the other quest markers do. As we've already covered, these are the MSQ quests. If you see this flaming quest icon, you should go interact with it. Next, we have blue quests, or plus quests as some people call them. If you see this icon, the quest involved will lead you to unlock something. It could be a new class, a new dungeon, or just the ability to get a haircut. These are handy and recommended to do, but not necessary at all. Finally, we have these quests, or as I like to call them, the normie quests. These quests are just there for the story. Some might give you something like a dance emote, specifically these 3 if you were wondering, but 9 times out of 10, these are just short stories that flesh out the zone you're currently in and may give you some character moments of otherwise unimportant NPCs. Oh yeah, if you see a red quest, that means you don't meet the requirements to pick it up just yet, usually because you need to be a high level. If you're wondering what requirements a quest has, just go talk to them. Alright, this is arguably where I see the most issues with new players. I'm gonna be honest here, the map system in this game is not the best. You will hear people say that eventually you just get used to it, but that doesn't help when you're first starting the game and you're going to feel a little lost. The best tip I can give you when you're getting used to the maps in Final Fantasy is when you're looking for a quest objective, you can click the title of the quest you're on, either from the quest list on the right or from the MSQ banner, and then click the map button on the quest description. This will bring up a map of the zone that the quest is in, and it even shows any aetherytes that are nearby for fast travel. Speaking of which, what are aetherytes? Those are the big blue crystals you are going to see everywhere, and they serve as a checkpoint of sorts and lets you return to them quickly for a small fee. A general rule of thumb is if you see a blue crystal, click it. Additionally, inside the major cities, you'll see these smaller crystals called Aethernet shards. These allow for free fast travel around the city and helps you from getting lost, so keep up with clicking on these. Speaking of teleporting for free, you can always teleport for free back to your home point every 15 minutes using the return spell that we talked about earlier. Your home point will always start as your home city, but can be changed by going to a different aetheryte and selecting Set to Home Point. Ah yes, the real hook of this game and why I think it's very new player friendly is because of the class system. If you start the game and are not enjoying your initial class pick, you don't have to completely start a new character and redo the story again. All you have to do is get your initial class to level 10, find the guild of the class you want to switch to, and do a short story quest to get your first weapon. You do not lose progress on your previous classes when you switch. For example, if I get my archer to level 10 and want to switch to conjurer, my archer will stay at level 10 until I switch back, so I could be a level 27 conjurer and a level 10 archer. You simply have to switch the weapons to change your class back. As you can see, the class system in this game is very forgiving, so don't be afraid to try out other classes if you see one that interests you. And that's it! Those are a handful of pressure points I've gotten from Sprouts over the years, and hopefully something in this video helped you have a smoother experience getting into Final Fantasy XIV. I plan on making more of these videos covering the new player experience, so if you have any questions or remember something from when you were a Sprout that could help someone else out, let me know down in the comments. This is Opal from the Sprout Garden, and thank you for watching. See ya!